everyone, welcome to Morning Laziness. This is Nilima Kayes and today we are bringing to you an interview session with Ms. Amelia. Morning Laziness is an online magazine dedicated to women. It showcases various articles, personal life stories, and interview sessions on different matters concerning women. And today our interview, Ms. Amelia, happens to be the co-founder of wellyou and now the NFT project, the Happy Nation. So let us welcome our interview. Hello, Amelia.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's raining in Berlin, but I did go for a little mini jog today to get myself fresh and ready. And I've actually just adjusted my sleep schedule to New York time zone, so that's been interesting. But I think I got the hang of it already.
That's great. Now to begin with the interview session. So what does an ideal workday look like for you?
Yeah. An ideal workday starts, first of all, in a calm state. So I like to meditate before work. I try to do an hour. And then I love to end my day also with something that is also good for my well-being. So maybe going to the sauna or going to the gym, that's super important, or a yoga or light stretch. And in between, my ideal workday is one where I have maybe 3 things on my to-do list and I check them off, where you want to be a bit realistic and not be overwhelmed with all the different things you have to do. So just like pick the top 3 things that are important that day. And if you get those done, that's a good feeling.
Right. And it's true, to make to-do lists at the very beginning of the day, it's so important. It really helps you to organize the rest of the day and structure it in such a way that you'll be able to be more productive and efficient in entire day. Right. So what made you smile today?
My team. I love waking up to my team. We put a lot of effort into finding the right people for wellyou and now Happy Nation. And we have such a great group of warm-hearted people who are purpose-driven, who really just want to contribute to something bigger than themselves. And it really is just so much fun going to work, seeing them. It's a great vibe. They make me smile for sure.
It seems like your team, Happy Nation, composes of a couple of happy people.
Well, we're also just humans, so sometimes we experience all the range of emotions. But yeah, for sure, we're definitely happy when we're working together. Yeah.
Right. Now, how are you adapting with the pandemic-oriented lifestyle nowadays?
Yeah. Well, at the beginning, I remember when. So we are a tech startup, so we are very familiar with all the different platforms. So that helped a lot to transition into the pandemic mode when it comes to work. I mean, the beginning, it did still feel a little bit like chickens with our heads cut off, and we had to try to readjust. But I think we really improved the processes along the way, and we found a way to even build deep relationships with people even across Zoom. Like it is possible, which is amazing. People we've never met before in our life. So I feel like on the work side of things, we definitely did transition quite well. And when it comes to the personal side, well, it's interesting. I never thought that I would be someone who could like working from home. I'm someone who loves to go out into the office, have a bit of fresh air, and that like separation between relaxation and work mode. But I find that it's actually quite okay, and you can sleep an extra hour, and you can do a quick stretch if you're feeling a little bit. There's actually perks to working from home. So I think as human beings, we're very adaptable. I think we can get used to things. We just have to try again, even when it's a little bit uncomfortable. So I think it's okay. We've mastered it.
Right. And it's been almost 2 years. Yes, we have adapted to this and we have mastered this work from home schedule.
Yeah.
Now, you also happen to be a yogi and a meditator at heart. So how long have you been practicing yoga?
Yeah, I remember doing Pilates when I was 13. So I started quite early and I thought, nah, yoga is not my thing. I'm a Pilates gal. But when I entered a Bikram yoga studio in 2007, I was in university, I was hooked. So hooked, in fact, that before I came to Berlin, I was in Canada the first thing I did before looking for an apartment or a job was to seek out the yoga studio. I even like sent my resume from Canada for a volunteer position. Like I was serious about this. So yoga really definitely opened up a world to me. I just love how it makes me feel. I love who I am when I practice yoga regularly. And meditation, we do. So my partner and I, Adam, I met him here in Berlin. We do the 10-day silent meditation retreats, Vipassana meditation. I'm very grateful to him to have introduced that to me many years ago. So those two things I have to have in my life. Those are the two things that really keep me grounded. And I know that if I'm doing them regularly, I'm doing something very good for myself and others, because I'm a much nicer person when I do them. So yeah, many years now.
That sounds wonderful. So now, since Women's Day is around the corner, what message would you like to share with the women readers on women empowerment?
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone, keep trying. And if one day you don't manage, wake up tomorrow and try again. Be bolder, ask for what you want. I know it's hard. Just do it. How can someone know that you need something if you don't say it? So, put that fear aside, get out of your comfort zone and really try new things, and just be bolder. I know I'm repeating myself, but just take that courage and be bold. I think that would be my message.
That's great. Now let's move on to some questions about the professional life. So, since you happen to be the co-founder of wellyou and now the Happy Nation, what exactly is the Happy Nation platform all about?
Yeah. So before that, well, wellyou was it's an app. It's a science-based and gamified well-being program, and an app that helps you take care of your physical, mental, and social well-being. So before we developed the app, we tested it with like Excel sheets and WhatsApp with people all over the world, and we realized that the program works. So then we made the app, and we always wanted to have specialized programs. Right now, it's a standardized one, but we always had the vision of creating more specialized programs around for different people. So wellyou for veterans, so that we would connect with researchers and scientists and create a specialized program to help them physically, mentally, socially, or wellyou for pregnant women, or for seasonal affective disorder. There's so many different types of programs we can make. And how we got into the NFT world actually is after contact with a university who found our app and asked whether we can co-create a well-being program for kids who suffer from child abuse. And we knew we had to make this happen. I mean, we love kids. They truly are the future. And this is just an amazing cause that we're very passionate about, also for personal reasons. So we thought, okay, this would be the first specialized program that we can make with wellyou. So this is how, and after having a conversation with a friend of ours who was deep in the NFT space at the time, he goes, why don't you try to make this happen with an NFT project? And that's why we are now doing the Happy Nation's Cryptokits. And the Happy Nation was always that bigger vision that we had. That was, it's not just the program. We wanted this like bigger digital platform where people can go to work on themselves, to work on their well-being, and to do good to themselves and others. We had this idea of a passport that each time you do a well-being program, you get a stamp in your passport. And now we see in this Web3 space that it can be actually so much bigger than just that. We can connect with well-being brands as well, so that if you run a 5K, you get an athlete stamp in your passport, or if you do an act of kindness, a kindness stamp. And for sure, if you are one of the NFT holders of our Genesis collection, you will get a founding citizen stamp and many others. And like I said, connect with well-being brands for yoga retreats or marathons, etc. Just so that you can a place where you can really go and have fun working on your well-being. So this is an idea we already had 3 years ago, and we can see that we can really make this happen with the help of or just in the Web3 space.
Right. Now, did you find it challenging to emerge as a digital platform, collaborating with NFT, and how did you overcome them?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that it was challenging, because the NFT platform is so different. Like the NFT space is so it's a really new world that it is like a bit of a separation where it's such new ground and an entirely new universe that you can't, our heads were completely in it. So it wasn't challenging in itself to do the transition. It was challenging just to figure out, what is this? Where are we? What is going on? Because we're all so new in this space. What I do find was great, though, is a lot of the things we learned in building a tech startup. A lot of the things you can copy paste in the NFT world. I mean, a project is nothing less than it is like building a business. It's a huge project, it's project management. Like, you have all these different pieces of the puzzle that have to come together the same way when you're building a business. And I think that is something that people have to understand if they go into the NFT space and they want to be project creators. Depends on if you're a one-on-one artist or creating a bigger collection. I mean, the stresses are the same for sure. I mean, it's intense, but do realize that if you want to create, if you want to be a creator, it's not, you can't just do this on the fly and overnight. It is hard work, the same way you would put a lot of hard work into building a business. It's the same. It's a brand. You're trying to create connections and relationships. So, yeah.
Right. Now, what is the Cryptokit NFT about? What are the programs you provide by the same?
So, as I mentioned, that's how we got into the NFT space, with this idea of this children's program. So this is why we're trying to highlight children and their well-being. Not only will we be able to create this well-being program with the university, we'll also donate to 7 nonprofits all over the world. We looked at 70, filtered them down to 7. So we have some in North America, India, Colombia, France, also in Asia. So, and we're really excited to be able to support them. I've interviewed all the women. They're all female executive directors. So we really are trying to focus on children here. But who are they? Well, they are cool and edgy kids. They are representations of who we want to be when we grow up. So you'll see our kids, for example, engaging in activities, right? Kids should play. They have to have the freedom to become themselves, and so that they have the space to find their identities, to become fully formed, confident human beings. They're also dressed up in costumes. We all love dressing up in costumes and using our imaginations, or role models. We also have a special collection of people who really served society, like Oprah, Michael Jordan, Amelia Earhart, Frida Kahlo, Freddie Mercury, and Michelle Obama. I mean, we took a lot of effort into choosing the people, and also influencers and role models in the NFT space as well. We also have them as well. So these are kids, and we realized because what you do in a bigger generative NFT project, when you start mixing traits, because you have like layers of traits in your art, and when you start mixing them, you'll realize, oh my gosh, this astronaut has a chef's hat on, against a sports background. So it's probably, a cook, a chef today who dreamed before of becoming an astronaut, but loves soccer as well. So it's kind of like, these personalities form out of the pictures. And this we didn't expect. We didn't expect how much fun it would be to form these stories when you look at the art.
That sounds so brilliant. And I really wish, when I was small, if I had such programs, I would love to be a part of it. And, just to try on all these different characters. It would be so interesting.
Yeah, that's what the NFT art represents, right? So it's kind of like you look at one picture and you can really form your own story of who this kid is or who this person is. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right. Now, how did you actually come about launching the Happy Nation passport, and how is it different from the ordinary one?
So, like I said, the idea of the Happy Nation and passport came 3 years ago, before anything was being said about, at least before me, I didn't know anything about Web3. And it's really evolved. The idea has really evolved now that we're here. And the passport, how is it different? Well, a normal passport shows your nationality, okay, and where you've gone, and that's great. But it doesn't show your interests, your passions, your loves, the things you want to accomplish in life. And that's exactly what this passport will show. So, like I said before, we would like to collaborate with brands and encourage people to take care of their well-being and do some really cool things. So, whenever you do something that you're passionate about, you get a stamp for it. You will get a passport. We want it to be a dynamic NFT, so it's going to be a digital passport. And NFT holders, if they mint one of our NFTs from the Genesis collection, which is the Cryptokits, they'll be able to apply for a passport 3 weeks after sellout. And yeah, you're just going to have to apply for it the same way you would want to do it for the same way you would do it in real life. And it will also be customizable. And this is something that's really unique also in the NFT space. People are showing their identities through their digital assets, so you can use one of your favorite NFTs as the passport photo. Yeah, so I think that's what makes it a bit different. It's a bit more of a mirror to show who you are and what you're passionate about.
That sounds really great. And quite recently, in the at the Dubai Expo, they have launched this passport. Like you could visit all these different pavilions that represent the culture of different countries and get their stamps. So basically, like when you travel the entire expo, you're able to get the stamps of all the countries, all the 192 countries in that expo, and that's something really great. So when I went with my classmates over there, it was something really interesting because it was something like we were getting a passport, like something different from our ordinary one. So yeah, when you said about the
And
NFT
it's
passport, this came
fun.
to mind. Right.
Yeah, it's fun to collect the stamps as well, right? It's like you
Right.
look at the things. It's like a little bit of a. It's a also a collection of your experiences. Like when you
Very
go to
true.
that pavilion, like that's you experience something there, and that stamp represents that as well, and the memories that come with it. So it's really nice.
Very true. Now, how can one be an NFT holder of the Happy Nation?
Yes, so we will be launching in March. We'll make it very public when the pre-sale is and when the public sale. So the pre-sale will be one day before the public sale, and all you have to do is you're going to have a wallet. One of the more popular ones is a MetaMask, and yeah, and basically mint one of our NFTs once they're available to mint.
That's great. Now, how do you hope to guide the users through the NFT encyclopedia?
Yes. So when we started out in the NFT space, we had no idea what was going on. As most people, they don't. I mean, it's a completely new space. We're all writing the guidebook the handbook as we're going along. Um, and we remember writing down so many of the terms. What does this mean? What is this acronym? And we realized along the way, actually, we can, instead of just keeping this information for ourselves, why don't we actually share it? At the time, there was no encyclopedia. I mean, there were maybe certain blogs you can turn to, maybe a few YouTube videos, but really it's so new. We're talking internet of the 2000s, okay, of like or the 1990s. Like this is so new that there is nothing out there yet. So we wanted to always share what we're learning and give it to others, and hopefully make that their onboarding slightly faster than it was for us. So we have there not only terms and acronyms like an encyclopedia would have, but also biographies of influential people in the space, artists, people to look out for, so that you can get up to speed as fast as possible.
Right. Now, the future of the digital world might be ruled by blockchain and cryptocurrency. So, do you think it would be challenging for all age groups to be aware and to have enough knowledge about all these new technologies coming up, and how do you think we could educate them, perhaps?
So first of all, the space is for everyone. Just a side note that I see a lot of young people in the space. I mean, there are many examples of, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds who are, artists and smart contract developers, and, they're creating their projects, and it's just fantastic to see. So I think that the younger generation definitely will catch on much faster. And they're already doing wonderful things. When it comes to the older generation, for example, as we go further along in this space, it will become more user friendly. Like I said, the resources were just not there, and they're being created as we speak. So I think onboarding people and teaching them will become easier, better, and faster. And actually, it is really truly a space for anyone. You just have to put in a bit of your own effort to try to understand. And just like anything, I mean, if you were to give somebody a smartphone back in the 1980s, they would have absolutely no idea what they're looking at. Development is also incremental, and I think the same way here. Everything is going to become. The sooner you jump in, the sooner you will be able to you'll realize it is quite new. It can be confusing, but with the right time spent, energy spent, and also the right contacts, you can definitely understand it very quickly, and we're all learning along the way together anyway. So yeah, we're writing the handbook along the way together.
Right. Now, lastly, what do you think this world needs the most?
Okay, first of all, something that the world always needs, which is more kindness and compassion. But that starts from within. If we start with our own selves, this is where I guess I speak as a meditator. If we begin with ourselves and have more of that inside, then we will be able to project more of that on the outside and spread it. So we always have to start with ourselves. And number two, it would be nice to see if there was, less division, ideally no division in the world. We've been seeing that again and again in different contexts, and it is difficult to see. And I think that if we take care of the first part, more kindness and compassion, we can hopefully move towards a world where we don't have division. That would be great.
Right. So on that note, we have come to the end of this interview session. Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your time and patience. And thank you, audience. Hope you love the session too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.